You're paying $20 a month for ChatGPT Plus. And honestly, you might be wasting your money because right now there are 3 free AI tools that can do everything ChatGPT does. And in some cases, they do it better. I tested all 3 on real everyday tasks, side by side, and the results genuinely surprised me. Let me show you what I found. Hey, welcome to PlainAI. On this channel, we cut through the hype and show you how to actually use AI in your daily life. No tech background needed. If that sounds useful, consider subscribing. All right, let's get into it. So the 3 free alternatives we're testing today are DeepSeek, Claude by Anthropic, and Google Gemini. Each of these has a free tier that gives you access to a seriously powerful AI model. And I'm going to put all 3 of them through 4 real-world tasks that normal people actually use ChatGPT for. We're talking email writing, summarizing a long article, brainstorming ideas, and explaining a tricky concept in simple terms. At the end, I'll give you my honest verdict on which one is worth switching to, and whether ChatGPT Plus is still worth your 20 bucks. All right, task 1, writing a professional email. I gave all 4 tools the same prompt. Write a polite but firm email to my landlord about a broken heater that hasn't been fixed in 2 weeks. ChatGPT gave me a solid email. It was professional, clear, and hit the right tone. No complaints, it's what you'd expect from a paid tool. DeepSeek actually impressed me here. The email it wrote was just as professional, but it added a subtle urgency to it, mentioning tenant rights and reasonable timeframes without being aggressive. It felt like something a real person would write, who's dealt with this before. Claude took a slightly different approach. It asked me a follow-up question first. Did I want to keep the tone friendly, or was I ready to escalate? That kind of thoughtfulness is something I rarely see from AI tools. When I said, keep it friendly but firm, the result was excellent. Very natural sounding. Gemini's response was fine, but a bit generic. It got the job done, but it read more like a template you'd find on Google than something personal. Winner for email writing. It's a tie between DeepSeek and Claude. Both beat ChatGPT here, and they're free. Task 2. I took a 3,000-word article about the European Union's new AI regulations and asked each tool to summarize it in under 200 words. ChatGPT gave a clean summary. Hit the main points, easy to read. Standard good performance. DeepSeek's summary was surprisingly detailed for its length. It pulled out specific regulation names and deadlines that the others missed. If you care about accuracy and specifics, DeepSeek nailed this. Claude gave the most readable summary. It organized the information into clear categories: what's banned, what's restricted, what's allowed, and the structure made it way easier to understand at a glance. It felt less like a summary and more like someone explaining it to you over coffee. Gemini was decent, but tended to pad the summary with filler phrases like, "This landmark legislation represents a significant step forward." That's not a summary, that's fluff. Cut to the facts. Winner for summarizing. Claude, with DeepSeek as a close second. Task 3, brainstorming. I asked each tool, give me 10 unique side hustle ideas for someone with a full-time job and only 5 hours a week to spare. Now, this is where things get interesting because brainstorming is where you really see the personality of each AI. ChatGPT gave me a solid list. Freelance writing, selling digital products, tutoring, the usual suspects. Reliable, but predictable. If you've asked ChatGPT this before, you've probably seen these same ideas. DeepSeek went in a completely different direction. It gave me ideas like audit small business Google listings for errors and charge to fix them, and create and sell Notion templates for specific niches. These were creative, specific, and actually felt actionable, not just start a blog. Claude structured its response brilliantly. For each idea, it included a one-line description, estimated startup time, and income potential. It also grouped them by type: digital, local, and skill-based. This was the most useful format by far. Gemini gave reasonable ideas, but they were surface level. Start a YouTube channel and become a virtual assistant. Sure, but how? It lacked the depth the others provided. Winner for brainstorming. DeepSeek for creativity, Claude for structure and usefulness. Both crushed ChatGPT here. Task 4. Explaining something complex in simple terms. I asked, explain how cryptocurrency works to a 12-year-old. ChatGPT gave a decent explanation using the digital gold analogy. It works, but it's the same explanation you'll find in every Crypto for Beginners article out there. DeepSeek used a really clever approach. It compared crypto to trading baseball cards, where each card has a unique code proving it's real, and everyone in the school keeps a shared notebook of who owns what. That's actually a great analogy for blockchain. Even I understood it better after reading that. Claude went step by step, building up from what is money to what is digital money to what makes crypto different. It anticipated follow-up questions a kid would have and answered them before you could even ask. It felt like a patient teacher explaining things, not a robot generating text. Gemini was okay, but used some jargon that a 12-year-old would definitely not understand. Words like decentralized ledger and consensus mechanism. Come on, the whole point was to keep it simple. Winner for explaining concepts. Tie between DeepSeek and Claude. Both are exceptional, just in different ways. Okay, let's wrap this up with the final verdict. After testing all 4 tasks, here's where I landed. ChatGPT Plus is a good tool. It's consistent, reliable, and rarely gives you a bad answer. But it's also $20 a month, and in every single test I ran, at least one free alternative matched it or beat it. DeepSeek is the creative powerhouse. If you want unique ideas, clever analogies, and responses that don't sound like every other AI, DeepSeek is your pick. It's completely free and honestly punches way above its weight. Claude is the thoughtful one. It asks smart questions, structures its answers beautifully, and produces text that sounds the most human. The free tier is generous enough for daily use, and it's my personal favorite for writing tasks. Google Gemini is fine. It's free, it's easy to access, and it integrates well with Google's ecosystem. But in terms of raw output quality, it consistently came in last in my tests. So here's my recommendation. If you're paying for ChatGPT Plus right now, try using Claude and DeepSeek for 2 weeks. Use them for your normal tasks, emails, writing, research, brainstorming. If you find that they handle everything you need, cancel ChatGPT Plus and save yourself $240 a year. You don't need to pay for AI that works. You just need to know where to find it. That's it for this one. If this was helpful, hit the like button. It genuinely helps the channel. Subscribe if you want more no-nonsense AI content. I've got a video coming up next week where I show you how to use Claude to write an entire business plan in 30 minutes. You won't want to miss it. See you then.